It's one thing to have faith, but it's another thing to actually move in that faith. Join me as I believe. Poet, mother, teacher. Why not believe together?
Say yeah, don't go. Say yeah, not no. Say yeah, say yeah, say yeah, say yeah. Say yeah, don't go. Say yeah, not no. Say yeah.
I had a hard time getting myself together today. Like together was not getting, and I was stuck. Stuck in yesterday's frustration, stuck into adjusting to change. You know, I've always had a time adjusting. It's always shown up in some form of fashion. I never got used to the freckles on my cheeks, so I painted them. Couldn't get used to the gap in my teeth, so I chained them with metal brackets. Couldn't get used to rejection, so I created a place of acceptance. Couldn't get used to my skin color, so I claimed to be something that everyone can relate to. Who, me? I'm paperback brown. Couldn't get used to the controversial, so I closed my mouth, turned my head, and pleaded with God for understanding. I guess that's why my cars are black, decorated with tan seats. Maybe it's my solid cry for acceptance. Maybe it's my own way of being okay with me since the rest of the world isn't. I couldn't get used to not feeling God, so I cried, trying to feel past the walls of misunderstanding, hoping to breathe in a justice I knew nothing about. Hoping that God will repair that which is broken. Like maybe my tears could write a song worth hearing, and God would gather me to a place of love where it didn't matter if I was accepted or not. I would still love them. Love what I couldn't get used to. I had a hard time adjusting today, because love is easy until you have to forgive and realize you have faults too. I guess that's the part I haven't fully adjusted to. People ask me that all the time, like, how do you do it? One of the main things, like, I can't take credit for doing it all on my own, because I don't. I have support. I have a support system. And then it's just like, I can either do one or two things. Like, I can make excuses or I can keep going. And I always try to just strive, like, to keep going. And what keeps me going is the fact that even if I don't succeed at anything I'm trying to do, like, they've been around me and they've seen a work ethic. So a lot of times it's not about what you say, it's in what you do. Especially with parenting, like they'll catch on to what you're doing quicker than what you're saying. So even if I don't make it anywhere, they see the work ethic. They see, oh, mommy's working, mommy's teaching, mommy's following her dreams, doing different things. Mommy's doing that because they are with me a lot of times. And that's why I don't have a problem with them being with me, because they are seeing that work ethic. Like, it's hard, but I can't make excuses, because that's not what I want to teach them. I don't want to teach my kids to make excuses. Because then, like, where are you gonna go? Like, you're gonna stop at your excuse. The moment you allow yourself to make an excuse, you're going to stop. So, like, for me and my mindset, that's just what I do. For me personally, prayer. Like, I pray before I make decisions to do anything. And I pray even in my ways of teaching them and parenting. I pray about that constantly, because there is no real handbook to parenting. Like, so you don't, like, there's no, technically, everybody got their opinions, of course, but there's no manual necessarily on it. Like, there's probably a book out, but what worked for your kids might not necessarily work for mine. So it's just like, I have to keep all of that in mind. And one of the main things that I do is, and it probably be a little disorganized, but for me it works. I go with what's pulling me at the moment. There may be 50 million other things going on, and there may be, a lot of different things on my to-do list. I go with what's pulling at the moment, because a lot of times all the other stuff can be distractions. And so once I tune all of that out and just focus on what's pulling for the moment, then I feel like that helps me to be more effective. That helps me with balancing, because I'm just in the moment. I'm only thinking about the moment. I'm only, in a sense, it's like I'm following what's inside of me. I'm following the gut, because it's the gut that pulls in that moment. My typical day starts at 3 a.m. Most days start between 3 and 4. All the time. Especially now with work, they start between 3 and 4 because there's some things that I have to do for me to get myself together before I even wake them up, before I even go and do whatever it is I need to do for them. I'm a morning person, so I have to get up and do what I need to do in the morning. Most of the time, working out and all of that stuff, that's a part of my morning routine. I may not have time to make it to the gym, but a part of my morning routine, I make sure that there's some kind of workout, there's something done that's gonna aid and help me be effective. I write myself notes because I can't remember everything. I set reminders in my phone to kind of help me remember stuff. Most days on Saturdays, if I'm at home with them, I'm going by a schedule. Even if I don't write the schedule down, I know I'm gonna do this first, do that, and it should only take this amount of time. And once that time is up, that's it. I have to move on to something else. I can't do that part. I have to continue to move on. So like most days are really set by schedule. Of course, when I'm at work, that's all that whole day is scheduled. So I kind of get used to running by a schedule and running by a routine. I try to stay mindful of how much time I'm not doing anything. And most part, I don't watch television. If I'm not working, writing, or reading, I'm not really doing anything else. And then by the time that's over with, my eyes are closed. So it's like I try to be mindful of how I spend my time. Even though there are times I may waste my time and not get done what I set out to do for that day, I'm not wasting my time on frivolous things. Like I can get something out of what I wasted my time on. Eventually it's gonna all come together. Eventually it's all gonna come back. So like for me, that's just how I manage my time and my days. And I'm always trying to, if it's something I should be reading or learning about, even on the go, I find a way to get what I need on the go. So I find a way to feed my body. I find a way to feed my ears, all that stuff on the go. And that keeps me going. The stuff that I put into myself keeps me going. Like even all the way down to the stuff I eat keeps me going. Managing my frustration, trying my best to manage it because I haven't mastered it yet, haven't managed it yet, but trying my best to master moments of frustration. Those are the things that keep me pushing, keep me more, effective.
Okay, you guys have seen it, man. Today was really crazy. Had a hard time kind of like getting myself together, getting in the groove, but overall, I think it was what it needed to be. I'm not gonna say if it was a success or what it was. I will say that it was what it needed to be. Got my kids with me, so gotta go.